Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi Leah. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. Thanks for stopping by once again. It's so good to have you here as usual. Welcome back. So my usual disclaimer, please, this video is strictly for educational purposes. Do not go searching out the people that I talk about in this video. Don't send them any form of hate comment, threats, or violence. This channel does not support any of that. Just in case you guys are wondering, this is an Ethiopian inspired cultural attire. It was a plain white gown. It's just long and flowy, you guys. But I had my friend actually add this, African print fabrics to the ends, just like to mimic how theirs is, because I think it's so beautiful. African culture is beautiful, our attires are beautiful, our dances are beautiful, and I'm glad that I can showcase it on this channel. Okay, so let's just get into today's video. Today's video is a video that an African woman made, and it's one of those videos that's just made me raise my eyebrows. Let me go right ahead and play her video.
To me, African Americans are some of the most unwise, immature, and biggest hypocrites that I have ever seen. Because you people talk about Africa so highly when it suits you, but the moment that something triggers you or makes you feel a type of way because it's not self-serving, you want to take it away, you want to strip it off. You make yourselves so much like your forefathers of America. You align yourself so much with white culture and you don't even know it. The moment that African Americans see that we Africans believe in the Abrahamic God and that we believed in that before the 16th century, it's like, oh yeah, Africans are dumb. Africans, no, we're not looking at that part. You guys are dumb. You guys have no sense. You guys are primitive. But then when it's to talk about the will, or when it's to talk about Africans invented this or Africans invented that, when it's to go to Africa with your dusty dashiki and walking around safaris and trying to have pet lions, you people want to hail and hype up Africa when it suits you. It's self-serving. You want it for the hype, you want it for the culture, but you're not true African. The true Africans understand and know who the supreme God is. The true Africans understand and know that Christianity was in Africa way before you Americans even existed. We were here. We had an Abrahamic religion. Paganism came after that. You people are so hypocritical. You can't seek truth for yourselves. What you people are doing, you're seeking wealth, you're seeking power, you're seeking revenge against people who have done things to you in the 16th century, so much so that it's blinded you from seeking the truth, that you are the true sons of God. The same white man that enslaved you is the same white man that you people are being, and you're doing it to Africans now. I'm not the one who's suffering, but it's just really upsetting to me that a lot of these African Americans are never going to know that they are the true sons of God. They are loved by God. Do you know what I'm saying? That, they're the descendants of Abraham. I just really pray that you people come to seek the truth.
So after making that video, she made 2 other follow-up videos, which I'm going to play right now.
It's crazy because if you think I'm here to hurt anyone, like, I'm really not. It's just that I understand that a lot of the things that African Americans will do as a trauma response, and that we black people will do as a trauma response, is that we will use our skin color to make us seem superior because of what has happened to them through transatlantic slavery. Because yeah, there must be black pride. However, I'm not talking about science void of religion. So any of you who want to come with different historical facts from somebody who wants to call me a monkey and said that I evolved, that's on you. The Bible begins in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is Iraq today. Abraham and his descendants moved and settled into places like Israel, Syria, Jordan, and also Egypt, Middle East, and North Africa. They're like this, and migrated into places like Kush, which is today's Sudan, places like Foot, which is Libya, and Ethiopia, which is mentioned 44 times in the Bible. From there were going to come all the descendants. That includes me and you. Anything to do with color is a very new concept born of sterile minds. Nobody is superior to anybody. We are all under one God. We're all supposed to be preaching one message. That, my friend, is the message of love. God bless you all. In my last video, not the one I just posted, the one before that, it got taken down. I think some people were thinking that I was apologizing because I was like, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I think people thought that that was some sort of apology. It's not an apology. I stand on what I said. What I was trying to say was, This is not to offend you. This is not something you're meant to be offended by. This is just me talking truth about certain behaviours. And if the shoe fits, then the shoe's gonna fit. A lot of people are like, oh, you didn't say it in love. Oh, you should have said it in love. The amount of times that we Africans or like people try to tell you guys certain things in love, nicely, you kick mud back in our face. And now you want to talk about, oh, say it in love. Like, no one's gonna stroke your ego all the time. If someone's calling you out on behaviour, automatically we hate you. Automatically is hatred. I love you guys. Let's be plain and simple. What you guys need to understand is that you're not always right. You have brothers and sisters around you who are trying to talk to you, who are trying to guide you, and you don't want to listen. You only want things that make sense to you. We have told you time and time again that witchcraft is not something that we practice. It's not something that is good. Yes, it's something that's shunned upon. People who practice witchcraft will tell you why it's shunned upon. They will tell you why they stay on the outskirts. They will tell you why they stay in the forest. When we tell you we are children of mothers and fathers who enacted some of these things, or who did some of these things, or who lived in that, and who are dealing with the traumas and the effects of it till today, you people are telling us that, oh, it's there. You guys don't even know what you're talking about. So that's the part that is like a little bit like, okay, now this is getting annoying because it's just very embarrassing. We are kids of mothers and fathers who came from that very culture. So if we're trying to tell you something, try to listen. I understand that, yes, you're trying to get back to your roots. When someone's trying to tell you something, stop always thinking that it's against you. Like, we're trying to tell you we've lived through something. It's like, you want to shut our stories down. You guys don't even want to experience that. If you want to experience witchcraft, if you guys really want to do this so much, none of you should have twins. None of you should wear certain things. None of you should step on certain things, because your life will be over. I'm not talking about paganism. Let's even take that out of it. They believe in the supreme God. You guys want to mesh different religions together. No, that's not how it works. And I'm trying to say this with love. We're trying to tell you something, simmer down. It's like, when we're trying to tell you something and then you guys are always pushing us down, yes, you're going to get cast. It's just something that you don't want to hear. You're not a child of any rocks. Your dreams and hopes are held by God. You need to delve into your creator, not the universe that the creator created. That's what I have to say on that. And yeah, peace.
I actually woke up one morning and just saw that video. Like, the moment I opened TikTok, that was the first thing that hit me, and I was like, wow, are we still doing this? Are we still speaking to each other in a condescending manner? You're an African woman and you're addressing the African diaspora people, African Americans specifically, and you started your video saying that African Americans are unwise, immature, and hypocritical. So at that point, do you expect anybody to be receptive of what is going to follow through after you just said that? Like, you already created a very harsh atmosphere by that video. You already created an atmosphere that is not conducive. Nobody's going to want to hear what you have to say. Whether what you're saying now is making sense or not, you've already started like you're attacking these people. And I don't understand how. The whole purpose of this thing was to talk about Christianity. So is that what a good Christian person would do? I'm a Christian too, and if I were to correct my brother or my sister for their wrongdoing, I won't start off by saying you're unwise and immature and hypocritical. That's not love. That's not Christ-like. You know what? I'm just going to go right ahead and play people's stitches to her video, and then I will come back and we'll talk.
African Americans are some of the most unwise, immature.
What in the fuck is this? Everybody got something slick to say about black folk in America. But y'all have no problem being the thieves, coming in, stealing culture, music, food, styles, whatever. Y'all have no problem coming in and stealing. And since we gonna go there, let's go all the way there. Don't go there at all. Stealing. But you have enough time to, while you're in the midst of being a thief, to shit on us. This is why I keep saying over and over, sometimes it really does feel like black folks in America do not have any allies. We don't. Paul Mooney, one of the greatest lines he ever said, everybody want to be black until it's time to be black. And then it's roaches with the lights on. And this preemptive attack shit is really starting to get out of goddamn hand. Let me say this for the chief seats. I don't give a where Christianity was started. I don't give a where it's practiced. I see all of the Christian religion as a goddamn pestilence. I see all religions, all of them, every one of them, as a pestilence. I don't see faith that way. I don't see spirituality that way. But I damn sure see our organized religions as a pestilence. And since she wanted to go there, then let's go all the way there. How much homophobia was on the continent of Africa, in the nations therein of Africa, before Christian missionaries brought their ass over there? The silence isn't for me, it's for you. How much hatred of Muslims and Jews were there on the continent of Africa, in the nations of Africa, before the Christian missionaries brought their ass there? Is the Congo not being pillaged for its natural resources now? Wasn't King Leopold of Belgium a Christian? Didn't he kill 12 million Congolese people? You want to you still want to practice religion at that motherfucker? I'm about secularism. I believe all religions should be out of any sort of political public life. And if you all of a sudden decided to start hating gays or this, that, and the third based on that big book of bad ideas, you are an idiot. The problem is a lot of black folks here in America are waking up to that shit. They're waking up to the idea that all organized religions bring nothing but death and enslavement. I ain't the only one. A lot more people are finding more faith-based ways to be one with God, or spiritual ways to be one with God, without going to that organized religion shit. There's a whole lot of places on earth that would have been better off had fucking Christian missionaries had their ass whooped when they landed. When they came with that holy Bible, somebody should have knocked them the fuck out and threw their ass back on the boat and told them to take their boat the fuck up out of there. But sure, everybody got to have black folks in their goddamn mouth. Okay. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Because she made another video. It's like, I don't mean any hate. And nah. Nah, you meant every word. Now stand on it.
For me, African Americans are some of the most unwise, immature.
Now, if she get hit with a brick, and African American men sit around and watch her get hit with a brick, African American women are going to blame African American men for sitting around watching her get hit with a brick and not helping her. And our most educated African American sisters are going to send her $50,000 in her GoFundMe, even though she doesn't like them.
Immature and biggest hypocrites that I have ever seen. Because you people talk.
I mean, what does she mean when she say you people, as if she's not this color also? Just because we're in America and you're in Africa don't make you no better than us. It doesn't. And this is where we get the narrative of Africans hate African Americans, because look how y'all talk to us. You talk to us like you're belittling us, as if you're better and in a better circumstances than we are, and we all in the same boat, baby. We all this color, and this color looks at us all as if we're, and to be honest, they look at y'all like y'all than us. So come on now.
To me, African Americans are some of the most unwise, immature, and
Oof, this was a lot. Now, actually, this is not some diaspora war moment. This is actually deeply concerning. Decolonization is a major aspect of my spiritual path, as well as a lot of my African American kinfolk. And I can assure you, no one is calling you primitive for believing in the dominant spiritual system of our planet. People call Sangomas primitive when they throw bones to divine. They call Babalaos primitive when they use chickens to cleanse people. They do not call pastors primitive, my dear. And you look sub-Saharan as they come. I assure you, your people did not learn about Christ through other Africans. One of the reasons that regionalism is so important to me in my spiritual practice is this reason right here. When you cannot find yourself in your spiritual walk, you will start to insert yourself like Hebrew Israelites, like Hoteps who want to claim that black people were Olmec, or that black people were the original Native Americans, and it's because they feel rootless in themselves. Your religion is rootless in your culture, and because of that, you feel the need to edify it by randomly bagging on AAs for no reason. Accept the fact that you were colonized in your spiritual path. There's nothing wrong with it. Because let's be real, we weren't just prancing around Jerusalem and Sinai at the time of Jesus. Don't get me wrong, there were black people, but we weren't the majority. Don't erase Swana and Mena people.
I don't even know that.
First of all, when the hell does it highly suit us to talk about Africa over here in America? Is my credit score supposed to go up? Is my bank account supposed to get higher? Am I supposed to get a discount on gas for the rest of the year? Because, honey, it ain't no Africa when it highly suits us, because it never highly suits us. Like, what the fuck? If it's Africa, then that means somebody's probably visiting, or they're excited to go take a trip or something like that. I mean, we speak about it, and we, in a way, look at Africa and highly regard it because we understand and we acknowledge where our ancestors come from. But it is in no way, shape, or form in the format that you're putting it in. We don't look at it like that. It doesn't really highly suit us, or it doesn't benefit us in any way. Okay, so there's really nothing self-serving to us about Africa in a conversation. And as far as the forefathers thing, you better cut it out. You better cut it out. Black people do not align themselves with white people like that. We very much acknowledge that we are different in various ways.
We Africans believe in the Abrahamic God, and we believed in that before the 16th century. It's like, oh yeah, Africans are dumb. Africans, no, we're not looking at that part. You guys are dumb. You guys have no sense.
Yo, who told you that lie? We really ain't waking up in the morning and discussing religion over our morning coffee, honey. And hello, most of us grew up in the church. So most of us do believe in an Abrahamic God. What are you talking about? But then we live in America. It's all kinds of religions here. I may be, maybe a firm believer in God, which I am, but my cousin may not be. That don't make me love him no less. So if I'm willing to deal with him, I really don't give a damn about what y'all believe. And none of us do. None of us I never in the history of black people have I ever heard a black person be like, Africans are dumb because they believe in an Abrahamic God. Next.
You guys are primitive. But then when it's to talk about the will, or when it's to talk about Africans invented this, or Africans invented that, when it's to go to Africa with your dusty dashiki and walking around safaris and trying to have pet lions, you people want to hail and hype up Africa when it suits you. It's self-serving. You want it for the hype, you want it for the culture, but you're not true African.
Baby, let me tell you this, honey. Just to address the whole dusty dashiki shit. I don't know if you know this, but if you ever see an African American wearing anything African related, we went to the source. Because there's plenty of Africans over here with their own shops, and they sell actual African attire. Okay? We didn't get it from Bethany up the street. Okay? We got it from the source. I've been getting my hair braided by the same African woman since I was 19 years old. She has a whole shop and a whole team of African women who braid my hair. Okay? We go to the source. I don't know who you had a conversation with, baby. I don't know who pissed you off, but they laugh. We hype it up because we acknowledge where we came from, and I feel like that is a sign of respect. When it suits somebody like you to disrespect us, to get your clicks and your likes, you do that. When it suits somebody like you to come and just go hard against black people, black American people, oh, you do it. Lord have mercy. If we could get paid every time we was in somebody's mouth, boy, we'd be some rich motherfuckers.
African Americans are some of the most unwise, immature, and biggest hypocrites that I have ever seen.
Now, goddamn, what the hell did African Americans do? Because that's one of the most hypocritical people she's ever seen. Goddamn, what the fuck did they do?
The moment that African Americans see that we Africans believe in the Abrahamic God, and that we believed in that before the 16th century, it's like, oh yeah, Africans are dumb. Africans, no, we're not looking at that part. You guys are dumb. You guys have no sense. You guys are primitive. But then when it's to talk about the will, or when it's to talk about Africans invented this, or Africans invented that, when it's to go to Africa with your dusty dashiki and walking around safaris and trying to have pet lions, you people want to hail and hype up Africa when it suits you.
Now, I don't know if you know this, sis, but majority of African Americans are Christians. And guess what? Not all of Africa believes in Christianity or even the Abrahamic gods. Like, we don't all believe in that. Some of us don't even believe in God. Me personally, I don't believe in God. And I'm African. Straight from the motherland, too. I don't believe in God. So I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I never heard of, like, black people getting mad at Africans for, believing in Christianity. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Do black people think Africans are dumb for believing in Christianity because it was originally from like the Middle East, or it was brought down by white people or something? But if that is the case, and I don't know that, and hella black people are just hating on that, someone inform me. But if it's not the case, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Immature and biggest hypocrites that I have ever seen. Because you people talk about Africa.
Crazy that she started off that hot. It is so crazy that she did that, looking just like us, same aesthetic. She got the eyelashes, eyebrows on fleek, and it looked like she got a 30-inch bust down. Then she want to call us immature. Y'all first comeback for everything about us American black folks is we have no culture and we don't know where we come from. Whole time we set the culture for the whole world. If we don't say it's cool, it's not cool for nobody. And then she just trying to talk to us like we slow. I find it hard to believe that every country in Africa believe in the same God. Like, I know that can't be true. Like, sweetheart, I don't know if you know this. Even if you from America and your parents from Africa, or if you from Africa, your parents from blah, blah, blah. Look, either way it goes, I'm from Memphis,
My mama from Memphis, her mama from Memphis. That's where we get all our religion and shit from. Your people from over there, that's where y'all get y'all stuff from. You ain't gotta, if you gonna try to educate us about something, or even inform us, don't be trying to belittle nobody. That's what y'all be trying to do. Y'all be trying to talk to a motherfucker like they stupid.
Now, I'm going to try to be as neutral as I can. I think I already went off on the lady in that video. But now to really go deep into what she said. She was talking about how basically when African Americans find out how religious we are as Africans, like in terms of Abrahamic religions, which I believe are majorly the Christians and the Muslims, because a lot of Africans are either Christians or Muslims, aside those that do traditional worship and maybe other kinds of religion, but we are majorly Christians or Muslims, right? Let me speak for what I know. In Nigeria, we are Christians, we are Muslims, so much so that when we see people that are not any of these two, we look at them oddly, even if you're practicing African traditional religion. And now, from what she's saying that African Americans tend to have a pushback to everything that is associated to whiteness or white people. White people impose their religion on us and and because of that, they tend to like turn their noses up at Africans when they see that we are rocking with the Christian faith or Abrahamic religion or maybe Islam or whatever. And actually, I have seen that happen even in the comment section of some of my videos, where they will say, decolonize your mind, you shouldn't be a Christian. I've seen that. So I won't deny that it is something that happens, which is why I was kind of surprised when I started researching more about the other African diaspora people. And I found out that a lot of them were going back to our African traditional religions. I was surprised because over here, most of us left our African traditional religion to embrace Islam and Christianity. So it was odd that they were doing the opposite to me, and probably a lot of Africans who grow up in Africa. I never practiced African traditional religion. My father never did. I don't think my grandfather ever did. So you can see how many generations we are taking away from practicing African traditional religions. Some people tell me it as witchcraft. Like in that video, she made mention of witchcraft and all of that. So I don't know if she's saying that witchcraft and African traditional religions are the same. But to be sincere, a lot of Africans living in Africa kind of associate the two of them because, as we all know, our own traditional way of worship and traditional religions have been demonized, right? So yes, I've seen a lot of African Americans, other black people in the diaspora as well, talk about how Africans need to decolonize their minds and leave the white man's religion and all of that. But I'm also grateful for this channel because it was also on this channel that I found out that there was already Christianity in Africa, which is what that lady was saying. I don't know if it's the same form of Christianity we are practicing now, which was brought by the white man, because I know Christianity wasn't brought by the white man to all parts of Africa. But in my part of Africa, in Nigeria, maybe West Africa, the whole of West Africa, I don't know. But in Nigeria, my people were not Christians before the white man came. Okay? She said something about how African Americans like to hype up Africa when it benefits them, and then they are hypocritical because they will now disassociate from Africans and talk down on us when they find out that we are serious about this Abrahamic religions. I don't even know why I'm laughing. She talked about wearing dusty dashikis. Like, that video, the tone was just too condescending. She could have actually made her point without being so disrespectful. And then she also talked about how she's not interested in caressing the egos of the people she was addressing the video to, which is the African Americans, that they said she should have said it in love. See, you guys, the truth is, the earlier we'll accept that we are always going to have different opinions as different ethnicities within the African diaspora, the better for us. The truth is, we have the same ancestry from Africa, right? That's for those that agree. I know there's some people that don't agree. If you don't agree, I don't really know what you're doing on this channel, because this channel, the belief is that we are all from Africa. Anyways, so the earlier we accept that we are going to have different perspectives on some things, opposing perspectives even, but we don't have to disrespect each other because we have different opinions, the better. We have different histories. We have different lived experiences. The way the African diaspora people are going to have a pushback towards palm color people and everything that has to do with white people and white supremacy is going to be different from the way We Africans back in the continent perceive white people and things that came from white people because we have not had that lived experience that they have. We are going to see certain things differently, and we might not necessarily see eye to eye on everything, but that does not warrant us to disrespect each other. I don't know if I'm making sense. Now, this woman has said this and she's disrespecting the African Americans. But on the other hand, we also know that there are African Americans too that disrespect Africans, right? It goes both ways. We are just further playing into the damage that has been done. We have been taught to look at each other as, oh, we are all black, but we are superior to these other people because we are in America or we are in the Caribbean. While the Africans over there are like, oh, we are all black, but we know our culture, we know our origin, so we are better than those people. Do you guys see how foolish we look? We are taking the trauma. Yes, it's trauma. We are taking the trauma that we were put through by these other people and using it as points against each other. It doesn't make any sense. I've seen comments where African Americans are like, Africans don't like us, but they want our swag. We set the trend, they copy us, and all of that. I usually don't reply to those comments, but I think I'm going to reply today. We don't. We don't. I'm not saying we don't admire you guys, but a lot of Africans, Nigerians, let me speak for Nigerians. I like to talk about what I know. We are so proud of ourselves and our culture and our heritage that we're not trying to be anybody else. It doesn't matter if we're wearing the lace wig, we're wearing the lashes, we're wearing that woman that is wearing the lashes will eat amala. That woman that is wearing those long nails will use those nails to eat amala with her hands. Amala is Nigerian food. She will speak Yoruba, her native tongue, and even she will sell me with Yoruba because I don't really understand Yoruba like that. Like when she wants to dress up, she's gonna wear her gele and her Iran buba. What I'm trying to say is that we trying to assimilate into Western culture does not mean that we want to be that or we do not value where we're coming from. So basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't agree with everything she said in that video, and I definitely don't agree with the tone, the delivery, but I could pick that point that she made, which is that sometimes because maybe people in the diaspora try to push back from everything that has been made popular by palm color people or whatever, sometimes they tend to, basically criticize we back here in Africa that don't see a problem with it. I understand what she's saying. And just like I said, I'm going to repeat it again as I'm rounding up this video. We are always going to have opposing opinions about certain things because we are the same people, but we are different ethnicities. We have different lived experiences. We have different histories. So we are bound to see things differently, but that does not give us the license to disrespect each other. That does not also stop us from loving each other despite our differences. That also does not stop us from working together as black people. I personally do not criticize any black person who decides to practice African traditional religion, and I also do not criticize any black person who decides to practice any Abrahamic religion. As far as I'm concerned, religion is not something you should try to convince people. Like, it doesn't have to be your way or the highway. People should believe in what they want to believe in when it comes to the higher power and how they want to relate to that higher power. It is left for you to do what works for you. So I do not frown at the people in the diaspora who feel like Christianity is not the way. That's fine. But don't criticize those who feel Christianity is the way. And we as Christians, so don't criticize those who want to do whatever it is they want to do. If you want to be a Christian and preach to them, see if you can convert them, that's fine. But when you now start making videos talking down on them because they choose a certain religion that you don't agree with, it doesn't make sense to me. So let me just wrap up this video. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.